Welcome to another episode of Power Yoga. My name is Emily and I'll be your guide. Today we're working on asymmetry of the legs, so building the strength in the legs and seeing how that travels up to the core. Just like in the last video, we're keeping it nice and simple. The only prop you need is one yoga block. Let's get started by setting our yoga block towards the top edge of our mat. Plant your hands down to the ground. Bring your knees wider than hip width distance. Sit back into extended child's pose. Melt your heart close to the earth. One round of clearing breath. Inhale through your nose. And take an open mouth exhale, sigh it out. Top of your next inhale, slide your left hand to the center of your space. Lift your head and chest and ball your right hand into a fist. Draw the top of your circle and exhale. Sit down and back. Finish up the bottom of your circle. 2 more counts. Inhale, lifting up. Maybe your eyes follow your right hand and exhale. Finish the bottom of your circle. 1 more count. Inhale, lifting up. And exhale, drawing your arm to the bottom and looking forward. Now moving on to your left side. Plant your right hand to the center of your space. Ball your left hand into a fist. Inhale, draw the top of your circle. Feel this nice neck stretch. Exhale, sitting down. Draw the bottom of your circle and look forward. 2 more counts. Inhale, looking up and over your left shoulder. And exhale. Feel this nice stretch to the back, to the neck. Heart stays open. When you finished up your last orbit, plant both your hands onto the ground. Stack your knees underneath your hips. Curl your toes underneath you. From here, we hover the knees away from the ground. Hold the pose, not the breath. Bear pose. Eyes are looking up towards the block at the top edge of our space. Inhale through your nose, expand in your belly and ribs. Exhale, pull in at your belly, ribs, and chest. Nice job. Take 1 more inhale right here in your bear pose, nice and strong. Breathing into 1, 2. Now as you exhale, send your knees out wide, set your hips nice and close to your heels. You're finding a floating child's pose. 1 more count. Inhale, rock forward. Stack your shoulders over your wrists. Back to bear pose. And exhale. Sit down and back to 3, 2, 1. Top of your next inhale, rock forward. Finding your bear pose. Holding your bear pose nice and strong. Option to tap your knees down. Or maybe you keep the knees hovering. Right hand grabs the block. Place it in the center of your mat on its medium height. From here, step your right leg back, followed by your left leg. High plank pose, nice and strong. Taking a nice deep inhale through your nose. Can you draw your heels closer to the back? If your hips start to sag, option to lower onto your knees. Top of your next inhale, glide forward, shoulders over your wrists. As you exhale, bend your elbows, lower your belly or thighs against the block. Inhale, knock the block over, finding this nice support, an upward facing dog. As you exhale, send your hips up and back into downward facing dog. In your down dog, maybe you start to pedal out one leg and the other. If you'd like more length in the spine, you can walk your hands closer to the top of your mat. As you start to find stillness in your down dog, a little bend to the knees is welcome. Heels draw closer to the earth, but they don't have to touch. Top of your next inhale, right hand grabs the block in the center of your mat. Place it on its highest height. Coming back into your downward dog. Inhale, lift your right leg up high to the sky. 3-legged down dog. As you exhale, crunch, knee to chest. How high can you hover the leg away from the block? 3 more counts. Inhale, right leg up high to the sky. Exhale, crunch, knee to chest. Hover the knee away from the block. This time, send your knee to your right shoulder. Halfway there with our tiger crunches. Inhale, right leg up high to the sky. Exhale, crunch, knee to chest. Find a twist, knee to left shoulder. Final count. Inhale, right leg up high to the sky. Exhale, crunch, knee to chest. Look forward and step your right leg forward. We land with a strong 90-degree shape to our right leg. Can you start to hover your left hand away from the ground? Maybe hover your right hand away from the ground. Building heat in our front leg and low belly. Top of your next inhale, both hands grab the block in the center of your mat. Sweep your arms up high, finding a crescent warrior. Begin by drawing circles with your arms. Inner thighs draw in towards each other. So finding this nice, strong lunge. Maybe you start to lift and lower your right toes. If you tapped your toes, go ahead and place your right toes back to the ground. We're here for an inhale. Sweep your arms up and back. As you exhale, hinge forward, finding a strong lightning bolt pose. From here, can your right hand pass the block to the back, over into your left hand. Hover the block away from your hips. 2 more counts. Inhale. Left hand passes the block all the way to the top. And exhale. Hinge forward. Right hand passes the block to the back. Inhale, sweeping your arms up, overhead, grow tall, and exhale. Hold right here. Press both of your palms into the block. Strong diagonal shape to the torso. Pulse your arms up and down. You're here for 4, 3, last 2, and 1. Now top of your next inhale. Bend your elbows. Place the block to your low back. Point your right toes out to a diagonal. Lift your torso up, finding a warrior 1. Feeling nice and warm in the front leg. Can you start to straighten out your right leg? Eyes look forward as you exhale. Hinge at your hips. Can you keep your back as flat as possible? We find a pyramid pose. A little bend to the right knee is welcome. Think of it as drawing your nose closer to your right big toe. Now you are welcome to keep your hands holding the blocks against your hips. Maybe right hand passes the block to the inside of the right foot. You've got 3 different heights to play around with. Maybe find a medium height and find a closer fold from your nose to your right big toe. 1 count of breath. Inhale here to 1, 2, and exhale here to 3, 2, 1. Top of your next inhale, rebend your right knee. So rebending your front leg. Can you start to lift your left heel? So back to our lunge position. Sweep your arms up high, finding a crescent warrior. Hold right here, ball your hands into fists. Draw circles with your wrists. We want more weight to the right heel. Maybe you lift and lower your right toes a few times. Go ahead and tap your right toes flat on the mat. Here for an inhale. Punch your fists up high. As you exhale, send your arms out to a T, warrior 2. This is the biggest yoga pose that there is, so maybe you widen the stance between your feet. Arms are reaching out in opposite directions. Can you spread your fingers? Here for an inhale. Left fingertips trace closer to your left foot, finding your peaceful warrior. Feel this nice stretch to your right ribs. As you exhale, bending your right elbow, right forearm rests against your thigh for side angle pose. Make sure the weight of your right forearm is light against your right thigh. Most of the lift is coming from the ribs. Can you start to straighten your left arm towards the ceiling? Maybe start to find a diagonal shape towards the front. Maybe start to lift your bottom arm, squeezing an imaginary beach ball. If the shoulders feel tight, you can always bend the elbows, plug the shoulders down into their sockets. You're welcome to stay right here. Maybe reach your right hand for the block at the top of your space. As you inhale, pass the block off to the left hand. And exhale, send the block to the back leg. Inhale, passing the block off to the front. And exhale. This time, block comes to the front. This is an option, passing the block back and forth. Another option, maybe we set the block down and punch our hands into fists, thumbs together to touch. We send the arms back and forth. Nice job. One more beat wherever you are at. Finding that inhale as you pass off or touch the hands, and exhale as you extend your arms out. For 3, 2, and 1. Bring it all the way back to the center, hands meet. You can set down your block if you used it. Top of your next inhale, lift your torso up. So you can rest your right hand on your thigh, lace all 10 of the fingers in back, maybe the palms touch. Chest is going to face the front. From here, can you lift the hands higher up to the ceiling? Finding your warrior 1. As you exhale, go ahead and hinge at the hips. Right shoulder can rest against the thigh, finding your humble warrior. Maybe you start to bring your right shoulder to the inside of your right leg. Eyes can look towards your belly button, maybe your left knee. You can sweep your arms from side to side, maybe nod your head up and down. You're here for 4, 3, last 2, and 1. Now as you exhale, look to the top of your mat, unlace your fingers. Bring both your hands to the inside of your right foot. You start to heel toe your right foot out, lower onto your left knee. We find a lizard lunge. Hands can meet the ground. Maybe hands rest on the block. Start off by drawing circles with your right leg. We've done quite a bit of work balancing nice and strong on our bent front knee. So now flush it out. Maybe you start to sit your hips towards your left heel, and you start to straighten out your right leg. Keep your eyes looking towards the front. Neck stays nice and long. As you breathe into this pose, maybe you start to bring your forearms down against the earth or the block. And just make sure your eyes are looking towards the top of your mat. If you are on your forearms, option to curl onto your left toes, lifting your back knee. You can rock forwards and backwards, maybe side to side. Maybe even start to find the circles. And start to play around with lifting and lowering your right heel as well in your lizard lunge. You're here for 4, 3, last 2, and 1. Top of your next inhale, bring it all the way back to the center. Plant one hand down, followed by the other. We're going to grab our block and place it towards the top edge of our mat. Heel toe, your right foot in, right toes point towards the front. From here, we look towards the block at the top of our space. Here for an inhale, lift your left foot. Exhale, bend your left knee. Both feet step to the front. Inhale, sweep your arms to the front, sit down and back, finding your chair pose. Can you start to lift and lower all 10 toes away from the ground? I'm going to bring my arms in line with my shoulders. Fingers reach towards the front, or I can ball my hands into fists, drawing circles. Can I start to rock onto my toes, lifting my heels, finding my awkward chair? Make sure you can see all 10 toes underneath your bent knees. Option right here to pulse up and down for awkward chair. You're here for 4, 3, last 2, and 1. Top of your next inhale, heels touch down. Sweep your arms towards the front. As you exhale, left thumb hooks to your left hip. We're going to go ahead and bend the right elbow. Can the right elbow meet the left thigh? Maybe you walk your big toes together to touch. Just make sure the knees do not knock in towards each other. Keep sitting your weight towards the back of your space. Finding your twisted chair, palms can touch in prayer. Can you keep your neck nice and long? Top of the head draws closer to the front. You can even ball your right hand into a fist Wrap your left palm on top. 1 count of breath. Inhale here to 1, 2, and exhale here to 3, 2, 1. Top of your next inhale, look towards the front. As you exhale, plant your hands back against the earth. Step your feet back into high plank pose. Eyes look forward as you hold your plank pose for 1 more count of breath. Now we're going to take a vinyasa. You are welcome to keep both your hands flat on the mat. If you want to get a little funky, maybe your right hand grabs the block and you place the block underneath your right hand, finding this asymmetry. Can you keep your shoulders in one line with your right hand resting up high? Top of your next inhale, glide forward on your tiptoes. Exhale, bend your elbows lower halfway. Option to lower onto the knees. Inhale, pull your heart forward, finding your cobra, or maybe lifting your shins for upward dog. And exhale, send your hips up and back into downward dog. Feel free to walk the dog, pedaling out one leg and the other. From here, wherever you are at, we're going to go ahead and grab the block and set it to the center of our mat. Again, adding that nice core challenge. Hands walk forward. Option to walk your big toes together to touch. Inhale, sweep your left leg up high to the sky. Down dog splits. As you exhale, crunch. Left knee to your chest. Hover the leg high away from the block. 3 more tiger crunches. Inhale, left leg up high to the sky. Exhale, crunch, knee to chest. This time send your knee to your left shoulder as you gaze forward. Inhale, left leg up high to the sky. Exhale, knee to chest, find your twist, knee to right shoulder. 1 more count. Inhale, left leg up high. And exhale. Crunch, knee to chest. Hover the knee high away from the block. Now look forward, exhale. Step your left foot to the front. Strong 90-degree bend to your left leg. Make sure you can see your right foot in back of the block. Maybe that means stepping your right foot out. Come onto your fingertips. Front thigh is strong. Low belly is strong. Can you hover your right arm away from the ground? Can you hover your left arm away from the ground? Strong in your lightning bolt pose. Now reach your right hand back for the block. Press both of your palms to either side. Inhale, crescent warrior, lift up. Start to draw circles with your arms. Maybe lift and lower your left toes away from the ground. Ground more weight from your left heel down into the mat. Now go ahead and tap your left toes down. Inhale, reach your arms up and back. As you exhale, hinge forward, finding your lightning bolt pose. Left hand passes the block to the back. Inhale, lift it all the way up. Crescent lunge, nice and strong. And exhale. Passing it all the way up and back. Final count. Finding your inhale in crescent warrior. And exhale. Passing the block all the way to the back. Now, you are welcome to bend the elbows. Press the block against your low back. Point your right toes out to a diagonal. Maybe that means stepping your right foot closer to the front. Inhale, lift yourself up into warrior 1. We've built a good amount of stress in the front leg. Now start to straighten your left leg, any amount. As you exhale, hinge at your hips, finding your pyramid pose. Legs are still in this asymmetrical shape. Can you draw your inner thighs in towards each other? You're welcome to keep a slight bend to your left knee. And again, we think of it as drawing the nose closer to the left big toe. You can keep your hands to your low back, or maybe right hand passes the block to the inside of the left foot. Both hands can rest against the paw. You have 3 different heights to play around with on the block. Find that position that feels stable for you. Can you draw your left hip closer to the back, right hip closer to the front? Inhale here to 1, 2, and exhale to 3, 2, and 1. Top of your next inhale, re-bend your left knee. Go ahead and sweep your arms up and back. Crescent warrior again, back heel is lifted, ball your hands into fists, draw circles with your wrists. So think of it as punching your knuckles higher up to the ceiling. As you exhale, warrior 2. Back heel touches down, send your arms out to a T. And we want to find that 90-degree shape to the front leg again. So maybe that means stepping your feet wider apart. You can keep your fingers spread, eyes look forward towards your left middle finger. Top of your next inhale, reverse your warrior, finding your peaceful warrior. So right fingertips crawl closer to your right foot. As you exhale, hinge forward. Bend your left forearm. Forearm rests against your thigh. Options are sending your right arm straight up to the ceiling. Maybe start to find a diagonal shape. Ribs are nice and engaged. Make sure you can lift and lower your left forearm away from your thigh. Maybe you start to reach your left arm long. Again, squeezing the imaginary beach ball. You're welcome to stay right here, breathing into your side angle pose. Option to bring your left hand onto the block, pass the block up and back. Then pass it all the way back to the front and down. As you inhale, you're passing off the prop. As you exhale, arms go towards the legs. Again, this is option 1. Option 2, you can always ball your hands into fists, punch the thumbs in towards each other, and then extend the arms towards their respective legs. As best as you can you isolate this movement to just the arms? Legs and torso stay nice and still. One more beat. We're here for 4. Last 3. Final 2. And 1. Beautiful job. Top of your next inhale, you can rest your left forearm on your thigh. Lift your torso. Face the front. Lace all 10 of your fingers to the back. As you send your hips to the front, maybe this means stepping your right foot closer to the front. So shoulders and hips open straight to the front. Here for an inhale, reach your arms up and back. As you exhale, hinge at your hips, find a humble warrior. Left shoulder can rest against your thigh, maybe shoulder to the inside of your knee. Neck stays nice and long, so you tuck your chin towards your throat. Eyes can look towards your belly button or your right knee. Maybe sway your arms from side to side. Even nod your head up and down, or shake your head from side to side. You're here for 4, 3, last 2, and 1. Top of your next inhale, unwind your fingers. Plant your hands to the inside of your left foot. Lower onto your right knee. Heel toe your left foot out. Point your toes out to a diagonal, finding your lizard lunge. Hands can rest on the earth, or maybe they find the blocks. Start off by rocking your weight to the front and sitting your weight to the back. So hips draw closer to your right hip. As you're finding these movements in your lizard, you can play around with lifting and lowering your left toes against the earth. Maybe you start to draw circles with your torso, feeling this nice flush and stretch to your left hip, thigh, and glute. Maybe you come to bring your hands against the earth. Wherever you are at, just make sure your eyes are looking towards the front, keeping your neck nice and long. An option again right here, maybe you curl onto your back toes, lifting your back knee. One more count of breath. Inhale, here to 1, 2, and exhale. Here to 3, 2, and 1. Beautiful job. Bring it all the way back to the center. Go ahead and lower onto your back knee. Press both your hands against the earth. Heel toe your left foot in. Lifting your back knee, eyes look towards the top of your space. You can set your block off towards the top edge of your mat. Here for an inhale, lift your back leg. As you exhale, bend your back knee, step your foot forward. We find our chair pose. Lifting your head and chest, arms reach towards the front. Make sure you can see all 10 toes underneath your bent knees. Play around with lifting and lowering your toes. Low belly is nice and strong. An option right here, maybe you start to ball your hands into fists. You can rock onto your toes, lifting your heels, finding awkward chair. Legs and low belly are nice and strong. Eyes look forward. Maybe in your awkward chair, you start to find pulses up and down. If your shoulders feel tight, you can always bend your elbows just a bit. You are here for 4, 3, last 2, and 1. Here for an inhale, heels down, toes up. As you exhale, hook your right thumb to your right hip. You'll bend your left elbow, find a twisted chair. Can you bring your left elbow to meet your right thigh? Palms can touch. Maybe again, you walk your big toes together. Just make sure the knees have some separation. We are sitting the hips closer to the back. Top of the head draws closer to the front. Neck stays long. Palms can remain touching. Maybe ball your left hand into a fist and wrap your right palm on top. Can you spin your sternum closer to your thumbs? One more beat. Inhale here to 1, 2, and exhale. Here to 3, 2, and 1. At the bottom of your exhale, go ahead and look forward for an inhale. Unwind from your twisted chair. Step one foot back, followed by the other. We find our high plank pose. Again, gauge how you feel in your high plank pose. If you'd like to mix it up, you can bring the block underneath your left hand. Let's take our vinyasa. Inhale, glide forward on the tips of your toes. Exhale, bend your elbows lower half or all the way. Inhale, pull your heart forward, cobra or up dog. Keep both your shoulders in one strong line. And exhale. Send your hips up and back into downward facing dog. One round of clearing breath. Inhale, breathing in through your nose. Can you send your hips up and back? And take an open mouth exhale. At the bottom of your exhale, slide the block out from underneath your left hand. And then press the block towards the top edge of your space. If they're not already there, walk your big toes together to touch. Bend your knees in opposite directions. Eyes look to the front. Here for an inhale. As you exhale, hop or step your feet to the back of your hands. From here, heel toe your feet to mat width distance apart. We find our yogi squat. It's like finding a double lizard pose. So toes point out in opposite directions. We find this external rotation to the hips. Palms can touch or maybe pound your fists together. One count of breath. Inhale here to 1, 2. Open mouth exhale to release. At the bottom of your exhale, can you send both your hands to either side of your hips? Take a seat against your mat. Go ahead and roll flat onto your back. And bend your knees towards your shoulders, finding a happy baby pose. Feet can face the ceiling. Hands can reach for the feet or the ankles. Find a sway from right to left. Feel this nice massage to your low back and to your skull. Maybe point and flex the toes. See if you can spread the toes. Top of your next inhale. Bring it all the way back to the center, knees together to touch. Lace your fingers across your shins. Reach your forehead towards your knees. Finding a ball pose, get nice and compact. Hold this here for 3, 2, 1, and take an open mouth exhale, sigh it out. Gently sealing your lips, send your arms by your sides. Kick one leg long, followed by the other. We find our corpse pose, Shavasana. Can you imprint your low back against the earth? If your low back is feeling sensitive, you can always bend your knees and plant your feet down to the mat. Release any control to the breath. Maybe the breath becomes a bit more shallow. Just taking a simple inhale and exhale through your nose. Keeping your facial muscles soft. You are welcome to continue resting in your corpse pose. If you are ready to be guided out, go ahead and bring movement to your hands and feet. And gently shake your head from side to side. Top of your next inhale, bring it all the way back to the center. Lace all 10 of your fingers. Go ahead and bring your big toes together to touch. Big morning stretch. Open mouth exhale. Unlace your fingers, bend your knees. Roll over onto the right hand side of your space. Press your left hand against the mat. Nudge yourself up into an easy seat, bent at the knees and crossed at the shins. Bring your palms together to touch at heart center. Bow your chin towards your chest, sealing your practice. The light, the love in me, sees and honors the light, the love in each and every one of you. Namaste. Thank you all so much for joining me for your practice today. If you have any questions or requests, feel free to leave a comment below. Don't forget to like and subscribe. See you in the next video.